Spacey's Sims, and we are back with more London Detective Mysteria, and we're in the Kobayashi route, the little charmed ending. So, we're starting with in the middle of the, which chapter are we in? Oh, when East comes west. So this is the chapter where Kobayashi and Akechi show up for the first time. So we're going to write in our diary. I don't know if we've done this before. We have. Okay. So we're skipping through now. We might do a lot of these things that we've done before, but anyway. I think I'll write about Kobayashi today. He's such a bright and energetic exchange student who came all the way from the Far East, and he's Akechi's seemingly capable assistant. We're probably gonna have a lot to skip through, so. Looks like an ordinary girl to meet. Well, ordinary as far as here, I'm sure. Never seen a real blonde-haired, blue-eyed beauty in my life. Oh, but he's not a bad sort with his energy. He's been very responsible. He's constantly watching out for Akechi, a man who takes pride in pushing himself too hard, which must be exhausting for the one who can only stand by his side and watch. I hope we'll become fast friends. Okay. So we'll do this. We just got to worry about... All right, so we're just going to skip through all the things. So unfortunately, because we're in the very beginning, I wouldn't want teammate like that. It sucks because we didn't, I feel like, okay, hold on a second. Forgive me. We've done all this before. It's just kind of unfortunate that but, well, when we were in Akechi's route, we should have saved that. This is when it should have told us to save there, but it told us to save away here in, Lupin's route, and I completely missed that. I made a save. I didn't make this save, so I had to skip through all the beginning chapter stuff. But we just have to now skip through a bunch of this stuff, so kind of sucks. But hey, you missed skipping, didn't you? You've missed doing this. Admit it. Oh, I know. I sure haven't. But it's hard because it's not like I can like chat through this because we're skipping. I do like that this game has a really good skip functionality where you can easily skip to the next choice. It's a lot nicer. Perhaps I should write in my diary. And we just have to worry about when we get to, I think it's the cipher one, good lord save. Because that's the one that it gets all jacked up, I think. Is it the cipher already? Why not? Call out to them. Keiji, we're not trying to get points with you. I think we're getting points with everybody. Classified documents on major crimes. We got to let the timer run out on this one. Time is up. You didn't make a choice. Okay. So I flipped to the pages of the book in my hand. My. Okay. Left panel down. Upper panel left. Right panel down. Oh, there we go. And then the upper panel to the right. Oh, shit, I clicked the wrong thing. Thank God. Okay. I saw upper panel, and that's why I clicked. Jesus. Frick. I was like, no, I don't have to start this all over. I'm not sure if it was after a gathering in shambles. Skip it. Everyone agreed to join. Awesome. I can't remember. I don't think it was this one. Silently take his hand. And then we should, I'm assuming, get to the part where we're cleaning up and Kobayashi will come up. Oh, no. Huh. That's weird. So who helped us clean this time? I want to go back to the previous decision. Can I go back to the previous decision? Yeah, okay. So I want to do this. I want to see something. Right? I want to see, with this, who helps us clean up? I'm curious. You know, when we're going to do the cleanup and then we got lost? Like, so who is it then if we're trying to get the Kobayashi route? This usually indicates whose path you're on. You know? So I'm curious as to who helps me clean up. Oh, Akechi helps me clean up. Interesting. Okay. Well, alright, so now we know. We never take the slope. Quick save. I want to take the slope. I just want to fucking see what happens. Have we done this? We might have done this on our first time. I guess we did. Huh. Okay. I just wanted to see what would happen if we did the slope because I don't feel like we've ever chosen it. But I think it's the same freaking thing no matter what happens. It's weird. Very, very weird. Anyway. I'm just curious as to who comes out. Is this the Colonel Moran thing? Oh, this is Porlock. Okay. Did that happen in Akechi's route? I'm assuming the Akechi and Kobayashi is going to be very similar. So this is interesting because Akechi's the one who comes out and everything. So we're kind of in the Akechi route at this point. Interesting. All right, so hold on. So. Oh, and this is where we come and we... Both of you! I don't know if we've done that. This was ludicrous. Both of them needed to stop. That is enough, you two! It worked. Holmes and Akechi stopped immediately. Oh, whoops. Give it to Kobayashi. Here you are. Really? It's all right to have it. I see no reason why it isn't. It's lovely to see a person enjoy London's food the way you do. Thanks, Spacey. I handed the meat pie to Kobayashi, whose eyes glittered with joy. I hope you don't mind if I eat it now. Miss Woodley, nothing good comes by indulging his every whim. I beg your pardon, then. I rather enjoy how much he seems to like it, at least. Oh, and I do. I shan't forget this for the rest of my life. Count on it. Don't be silly. It's only a meat pie. Only? No. I'll return the favor. You'll see. Kobayashi then summarily finished off the pie in a few gulps. Okay, so this might only be like a part because we're skipping through a lot of this. Now, we've only got 2 more chapters before we get the little charmed ending, so. If I'm caught eavesdropping, that's this one. Okay. We've already done that. How should I tell him? I think some of these answers they weren't the, obviously, like the other 2, obviously one is the, gets you the destined end, the other one probably gets you the ill-fated end. So we've chosen all these other options, so that's cool. Well, because we're schoolmates. I can't turn my back when a schoolmate's in need. He's like, but I love you. And you're like, yeah, but I'm not in love with you. The young woman. The description of the woman who brought the 3rd vase piqued my interest. If she was in a hurry and with her sleeves rolled up, then perhaps something had come up for which she had immediate need of a vase. I can see her breaking one she owned and requiring a replacement as soon as possible. That That would make sense if the vase was to be used in a shop's display or other publicly visible location. Her hair bunched up, sleeves rolled, and hands covered with scrapes and scratches. Based on this information, it isn't difficult to see that she's a flower seller. I hear that being a florist can take quite the toll on one's hands due to the rasping of leaves and thorns. You right there, buddy? It would also make sense that she needed a replacement to display her wares. I'm still confounded at the thought of a vase made by a company with royal warrant of appointment being employed in the manner of some common flower pot. Still, if she came to the antique shop looking as though she was still on the job, the place she works mustn't be far. Let's see if we can find it. We went to each of the street's florists in turn. In the third shop we visited, we at last found the vase we had been seeking, complete with a lily of the valley growing within. We explained to the shop's owner all that had happened and were able to reclaim the vase for a modest sum. Good job, us. Oh, you're such a weirdo. Crazy little weird bird. I hope the moth doesn't come to get you today. Protect the basket! Protect the basket. And we know we run into Kobayashi because we've already done that. Okay, here we go. Now we're going to skip, and now we're going to get the Kobayashi kind of ending. So these, okay. Okay, let's see. So, Akechi, you were the person I would have most wished not to hear that. Akechi turned his back to me, hanging his head. Wait. What are you doing here? Did you hear all of that? He seemed to deduce the answer for himself, my nervous... Oh, okay, yep. I remember this part. Okay. Yep. So now we should get a heart full of thanks. So this should be our Kobayashi ending. There we go! I don't know how long this is going to be. It could be 10 minutes. It could be 4 hours. You never know. Akechi turned his back to me whilst hanging his head. A rejection. My chest tightened. I didn't want this. With impulse driving me before my thoughts, I took my first step closer. Another, and a third before I broke into a run. Wait, Akechi! Come no closer. Ah! He swung his hand out to ward me off, but struck my own. And as my grip faltered in that moment, the stack of books I'd been holding went tumbling to the floor. Akechi carried no intentions of making contact, which, whenever that was the case, burned his cheeks till they were a pure deep red. There was silence between us. Akechi! A cry of anger broke this. Just what do you think you're doing? Kobayashi... The boy stepped forward to confront his partner. Jesus. I told you to treat her better. Don't you remember? What's the matter with you? It isn't like you to act this way. I have nothing to say to you. Cruel as the statement was, there was no malice to be felt, only a secret anguish that tailed behind the very last syllable uttered. My apologies, Miss Whitley. Huh? Keiichi... I shall be taking my leave. He surely noticed and hoped we would not press him on the topic. With a fast apology and a downtrodden sense about him, he exited the scene. Oh. Where are you going? That's no way to treat her. I'm fine, Kobayashi. But it isn't right, Spacey. Kobayashi shouted as he readied to go after Akechi, but I stopped him. I was the one in the wrong. His conversation was meant to be private. But, Spacey... I'm in no position to complain, so don't be too harsh with him. I felt guilty. Oh, yes, there was certainly guilt to be felt. Shock, too, that Akechi would deny me. There was nothing to be accomplished by chasing after him. I could see Kobayashi had more to say on the matter. All right. These books here are yours, right? I sighed and nodded, and as I did, he bent down and gathered the books one by one. This whole stack is a bit heavy, isn't it? Allow me. I don't mean to bother you so, Kobayashi. Bother? Bother your bothers. You've done nothing wrong. Why did he smile then? What use was there in a bitter smile and false warmth? It was all too easy to see, however much he made to hide it, how forced it was. Akechi maintained his distance after the incident. Good morning, Akechi. Good morning, Miss Whitley. I would greet him, of course, and he would greet me, but he always did so with eyes averted before excusing himself. He's been avoiding me ever since. I don't want to think it, but he must absolutely despise me now. As my thoughts descended into gloom, a ray of sunshine broke through the clouds. Good morning, Spacey! Oh, good morning, Kobayashi. He took me by surprise when he called out to me from behind with his typical energy. Is there something on my face? Oh, no, nothing at all. He was a terrible liar. I could see he was concerned for me. But moments later, he presented to me an absolutely darling smile. Indeed, there was no better light than Kobayashi to dry my dampened spirits. I can't make head nor tails of his behavior. I'm sure it's caused you grief. Not as such. Oh, I can't fault him. This rests entirely on me. That alone gives me twice the grief he's given. Yeah, I've heard enough. I don't like how you punish yourself. You let that darkness hang over you for much longer, and you'll soon sprout mushrooms from your head. What? Why mushrooms? He goes, because that's what happens in anime. Never mind. I mean that a face like yours is much prettier with a smile. And try not to let what happened weigh on you, alright? Very well. You're very kind, Kobayashi. What a smile he has. What a spark in his every step. Sorry. Or is it that my own sadness makes him appear brighter than before? I'll do whatever it takes to help you two become friends again. Whatever. Anything at all. Kobayashi. Just going on a tangent. Kobayashi approached Akechi after lessons were over. To what do I owe your company? It's unusual for you to willingly join me in my training. I know you as more the type to flee at the mere suggestion. Well, today is a special occasion. Kobayashi's answer came quiet yet intense as he stood face to face with Akechi. I'm here because I need to fight you and win. And when I do, you'll have to do something for me. You and Spacey are both too kind and polite for your own good. So this whole affair has come about because each of you is putting what you believe to be the other's desires before your own. But I can't bear to see her go on each day as she is. I can't ignore her when I see her and know you're the reason why she's so sad. And I'll train with you now and best you. I know if I do, you'll finally listen. It's time you two set your awkward ideas of kindness aside and became friends again. And you suppose it will all be as simple as that? The detective observed his assistant closely without emotion. This is because we didn't end up on the boat where they could fight, so they gotta fight. So, they have to fight. They have to beat the fuck out of each other. Fucking boys. You said it yourself. Why else would I willingly join you? You're a stubborn ass no matter what anyone says. I could ask you 1,000 times and you'd ignore me for 1,001. So you challenge me directly rather than catch me off my game to raise your chance of victory. You've grown, Kobayashi. And I think I have too. There's not a chance in hell I'll duel you otherwise. Well, if we're to do battle, then I would request no restraint on your part nor mine. That's precisely how I'd prefer. Could you just imagine walking through the fucking park and there's like a dude with a slingshot fighting a guy with a sword? What the fuck? I mean, I'd stop and watch, just like anybody else. Kobayashi took his slingshot in hand while Akechi readied his katana. Both sprang into action. Akechi dashed forwards with a slash as Kobayashi seemed to fade back, releasing his slingshot's band in turn. Good morning, Akechi. Good morning, Miss Whitley. It was always the same. I greeted him, he greeted me. The times we spoke before he retired for some concocted engagement was now reduced to a repetitious. Oh my god, my brain was like repetitive. No, it's repetitious. Oh my god. I'm like, I know what repetitious is, and I know how to say, but it's like for some reason my brain kept going repetitive. No, repetitious. You know, you say repetitive and repetitious. You say it, you accent the re part differently. So like repetitiousness. Okay, good. Like trying to say one word but thinking another. Like, holy shit. Oh my god. Reduced to repetitious. My god, again. Mechanical effort. Jesus. Good morning, Spacey. Good morning, Kobaya. Just what I needed. A cheerful demeanor. My son. I twisted round and was rendered an open mouth and raised brows upon an unexpected sight. Kobayashi! What happened? Look at you! His face and arms were covered in bruises and scrapes, none of which had been present just the day before. Huh? Oh, these things? Nothing significant. I joined Akechi in one of these training sessions for the first time in a while. Got carried away, as you can see. He was with Akechi? Training? What remarkable timing when he's always found some excuse to weasel out of practice. Something was amiss. Nothing happened. The bruises looked awful, painful. They sparked worry in me, and in my concern, I went to touch his cheek, conscious to keep my caress light. Girl. His cheeks were warm, warmer than my fingertips. I mean, they certainly are now. Nothing! It looks worse than it feels. Still. Oh, that's it. Still, I'm sorry, Spacey. Gone was his usual pep and cheer as he apologized. Whatever for? It just felt like the right thing to do. Once more he gave me a weak smile between wincing. Once more I knew him to be a terrible liar. Oopsie. Thought I hit that twice. The days and weeks rolled by, and eventually we entered the academy as upper sixth students. That strange distance remained between Akechi and me, but we nevertheless retained our good rapport as schoolmates. So hot right now. I owed that in no small part to Kobayashi, whose words were so often attended by his kindness. It was his positive character that helped console me more times than I could count. In difficult times, his gaiety lent themselves well to happier occasions. The days passed faster than I realized. I have something to ask you, Kobayashi. What's up, Spacey? Are you worried about your thesis? A bit, but that isn't what I wanted to discuss. I happened to overhear Mr. Mackenzie recently, and what he said has caused me some distress. Will you and Akechi be returning to Japan after graduation? We will be. We were sanctioned to study abroad only for the duration of our studies. Right. The back of my mind, I had always known that one day they would have to return to their homeland, but knowing did little to make the prospect less melancholy. Everyone's been so busy with graduation drawing near, so Akechi was told to wait till the class had quieted down a bit before mentioning it. But you learned of it before either of us could tell you. Well, of course I did. Gathering information is a simple part of detective work. I couldn't bring myself to say that, behind my affable mask, that I would miss them both sorely. Do you wish to continue your work once you've returned? I do. Now with Akechi, though that has more to do with me than him. I'm his assistant now, and I'm proud to be so, but I want to stand on my own feet than continue to rely on him. My goal, Spacey, is to one day be recognized as a first-rate detective. That sounds very suited to you. Hearing him speak of the future with such a wonderful outlook, he seemed to me in that moment almost dazzling. How befitting a boy who reminded me so often of the sun. And yet here I stand, mirrored in the present. By the by, Spacey, before I return home, would I be able to pay you a visit at your mansion? That would be delightful. Is there any reason you'd like to visit? I'll let that be my little secret. He left me with many questions and a mischievous grin. Kobayashi was true to his word. I saw him next several days after graduation when he arrived at my front door. Knowing well his love of sweets and confections of all kinds, I treated him to some freshly made custard tarts. I gotta hand it to you. These look delicious. Did you make them? I did, but how did you know? They look a bit unique compared to the tart from Pendleton. His are quite refined. It's fucking... I was like, it's Pendleton, he's amazing, and there he is. A keen observation, Kobayashi. I wasn't certain how to feel about Kobayashi referring to the summit of my baking prowess as unique, but he was going to eat it, I think. If you made these for me, that's all the more reason to savor every last bite. Pendleton was lingering behind my back through every step of the process, Shan't have any concerns for their taste at the very least. Despite my best attempts to reassure myself, however, I still couldn't shake my anxiety. The taste is incredible! Better than I imagined. Really? Would I lie? I bet you wouldn't find many custard tarts in London shops that taste this good. He laughed before taking another bite. Then my efforts were worth it. You, I thought with reddened cheeks, have a kindness that reaches the soul. A few more bites and he was finished eating. Well, I've had my fun, so now I should like to give something to you. Or show you, really. What is it? You'll see. Come on, I'll show you once we're outside. I followed, or rather was pulled along by an animated Kobayashi. What? What are you shrieking at? I know, there's like a gnat in the house, but you're fine. It's a fucking gnat. You just shrieking because you want attention? I'm sorry. You've been sitting with me all fucking day, bugging me. I'd take a break from recording for lunch, and I just couldn't move because I sat there snuggling the bird all day. What? It's not all about you. I know, you're so cute. Maybe that's why that moth wanted to get in last night. He wanted to play with you, be your friend. Got a giant Luna moth, like, banging on the window. Those things are huge, you know? But, like, I never thought, like, all of a sudden I hear the thunk, 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 thunk. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? The bird's freaking out, like, looking like, what the hell? So I, like, peek out the window and it, like, goes flying by, scares crap out of me. I'm like, what is out there? I'm like, oh my God. But, like, it's scary because you're like, what is that? What kind of a bat or something is out there? It's like a fucking Luna moth. And they're fucking big, but, like, that motherfucker was trying to... The blinds were closed, but it was trying to get in the fucking window. And then it, like, stopped. I'm like, okay. And then it came back later, and it's just... So I opened the curtains, and my bird's just looking at it like, the fuck is that thing? It's like, oh. I'm like, he wants to play with you. Oh. Anyway. I followed, or rather was pulled along by, an animated Kobayashi. We stopped in the mansion's garden. Well, where is it? Just need another minute. Here, hold this for me. He handed me a cylindrical object, roughly the length of a conductor's baton, wrapped top to bottom in vividly colored paper. It's a telescope. Oh, but hold on tightly to the bottom. It can be a bit dangerous if you don't... Dangerous? Just what is this? Stay still. Hold it right and there's no cause for alarm. Kobayashi withdrew a match from his pocket and used it to light some sort of wick protruding from the top of the tube. Oh my God, is it fireworks? And just what would lighting it accomplish? You brought her sparklers? They both look fucking 12. Goodness. Like a breath of magic, a swirl of colored light shot forth from the tube in my hands. I've never seen anything like it. It's a rainbow-colored firework I devised whilst here. It was a nice distraction from schoolwork. I've been working in the Academy's laboratory to refine it for some time. It's beautiful. A brilliant 7-hued shower of sparks continued to flare out, scattering like glistening droplets of water and melting away into the air. First red, then yellow, then a shift to green, gradually phasing through every color of the rainbow. The sight was so entrancing, so mystical, that I couldn't take my eyes off it. A few of the chemicals I used are a bit hard to come by in Japan, like strontium? Strontium and barium nitrate. Thankfully not so in English. Strontium I've never heard of, but barium nitrate. I've heard of barium and I've heard of nitrate. I don't know if that's barium nitrate is a thing, but... I'm so glad I was able to finish it before I left. The firework bathed Kobayashi's relief in its kaleidoscopic display of light. I knew that once I'd finished, I'd want you to be the first to see it. I turned to look at him through the light. Thank you, Kobayashi. Thank you for sharing something so beautiful with me. And thank you for all the times you've lifted my spirits and encouraged me with your smile. Were it not for you being here, I don't think I would have enjoyed my schoolgirl days as much as I have. Encouragement being one of those things one can seldom have too much of, Kobayashi's ready supply had ever been a light to me when times had been difficult. A shimmering sun more splendid than any firework. I could thank you every day for a year and still come up short for what I feel I owe to you. Oh, okay, I was like confused for a second here. Can I ask about Akechi, Spacey? Do you still, Oh, that was weird. He began to speak before drifting off mid-sentence. Kobayashi? Oops! Lost my train of thought. His smile was there, but it was his eyes that suggested something was amiss. Some unspoken pain that lingered beneath the surface. It had been seconds, perhaps even just 1 second, and then it was gone. I have a favor I'd like to ask. What sort of favor? A big one. When I become a first-rate detective, better than Akechi, I want to come back here. And when I do, I want you to be my assistant. Me? She's like, and he's gonna come back and she's gonna be like, I'm the biggest fucking detective. I kick Sherlock Holmes' ass. And Herlock Holmes' ass. You can be my assistant, boy. Like, you're just demeaning me right now. To say his request took me by surprise would be putting it lightly. I promise you, you won't regret it. I'll make certain you feel it was one of the best decisions you ever made. You know, it would be so fucking cute. I think in the true kind of ending or whatever that you unlock when you do everything else, like, the guide I had said, you know, it hints that there could be a second game. It'd be really cute if there was, like, a continuation for Kobayashi. You could choose him, like you can in other games, you know? And it would be after he comes back, like, 10 years later or something. And then you have, like, a romance route. It'd be fucking adorable. And I want that for Marple, too. I want a little romance with Marple, like... Who needs men? We've got each other, darling. Anyway. Yeah, I promise you, you won't regret it. I'll make certain you feel it was one of the best decisions you've ever made. I'll keep a steady stream of inventions coming that'll impress and surprise you. Each more amazing than the last. He doesn't want us to be his assistant. He wants us to be his wife. It's fine. Strangely, hearing us speak of the future with such enthusiasm instilled in me a genuine belief that things would happen just as he had said. To listen to him brought a smile to my face as well. I believe you. And I suppose I'll be putting my nose to the grindstone until I see you again. The same for me. When next we meet, I'll be a man's man. A real detective. You will. I just know you will. A warmth, an understanding, now settle between us. That's what I want in the second game. I want them to be like less chibi 12-year-old looking characters. And we need more like them start looking like Watson in the later chapters. Go from like the giant, derpy, adorable eyes to like, oh, you turned into a man, Watson. What the fuck? Kobayashi planned to become a better man than he was now. Then I should strive to become a better woman. Our goals were as... I should also strive to be a better man. Wait, what? Our goals were as one. Become first-rate detectives with charm to spare. I'd hoped my own growth would surprise him pleasantly upon his return. It was him, through confidence and spirit, that gave rise to a small flame within me. Soon this person was to return home. He would be so far away. I noticed for the first time, only just before he was set to leave, that he was a bit taller than when we met. How fortunate I was to have crossed paths with so bright and tender a soul. They do all this like it's going to be the end, and then there's still going to be like another 30 minutes left. Watch. I'll be waiting for you, Seiji. Look at him. Oh! He's like, huh? And enveloped with a sense of gratitude that cannot be put into words, I took his hand in mine. He said its name. You're like married now. Fireworks, proof of Kobayashi's thanks. Oh, no, so it wasn't. Okay. As well as one of his finest works. Aw. Cute. So that was cute. So they're like short little ends, which kind of makes sense. So, but I'm assuming. So we're missing a couple. Well, that's weird. Where's the, Oh, there it is. Well, this is different, so this is when we, run into him. And he saves us, and then this is the, That one's cuter because she doesn't look as scary, so we'll end on that. So anyway, that was Kobayashi's route. So what we'll do in the next part is we'll do Marple's, charmed ending. Which then I'm just assuming with Kobayashi's, it'll probably be like a half-hour kind of part. Yeah, so anyway, I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.